Derelict food truck, good attitude, services. It's a nice day today. It's like summer today. I'm gonna get this. See if I can get some fuel. Trying this new coffee. It's like espresso. See if it's any good. Yeah, it's not as much sugar as I don't like when there's a lot of sugar. A little bit, but it's not too overwhelming like some of those other companies. Get out of here. It's getting busy out here. Trying to roll the window down a little bit. Sun is out. It's like summer. Probably like 75 degrees. And it's on Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. Thursday, the May 9th, 2024. Summer's almost here, but it sure feels like summer. So I'm heading out from a pallet load of some materials I have to bring back to where I live in the area. But I've been picking these up. Usually I pick up the parts. I'll pick them up in Idaho, or I'll pick them up over where I live and bring them out here. But this time I'm picking up the parts to go be back to the other warehouse or manufacturing place. So easy run. And it's a nice day, so I figured I'd do a video. Haven't done a video in a while. I've been doing a lot of research on. Let me turn this air conditioner a little bit. I don't know if it might be too loud, but I gotta have the air conditioner so it's kind of warm. But yeah, it is a little loud. Let's try the window. Well, it's about the same. But anyway, I've been doing a lot of research on marketing. Since I don't know anything about it, I'm trying to do what I can, but I'll turn that back on. But I'm not an expert. I didn't study any kind of marketing. I just kind of, I don't know anything about websites. My website is intentfoodtruck.com. That's my old website that my brother put up when I was doing pickup deliveries for furniture stores and chair stores and consignment stores and that kind of thing. I had that up back then, but I don't do that anymore. I'm no longer living in that area, but I kept the website. It's just I don't have any way of manipulating it or anything. My brother, he's busy. He does a lot of work, so he doesn't have time to do it. I'm happy that he has the website up there. It really is just a static website at this point. It has a phone number and all that, but I'm noticing that by doing research about junk removal, that they spend a lot of time doing that kind of marketing, and they really pay attention to their websites. So at some point I'm going to have to figure out how to do it on my own website, and I haven't figured out through who. I thought maybe if anybody knows. I've been looking around, and people have been talking about certain companies that do that. I looked into Vistaprint, since I did business cards for Vistaprint, see what they got. I know there's always some kind of fee, so it's never free, but it's probably something I can learn how to do, and at least I can, even if it's not that great of a website, at least I can start posting up videos and links, and then kind of like what I've been watching these guys do is they do a lot of websites, and they do them specifically. They're using links and landing pages and that kind of thing to get Google to start recognizing their pages, so they can boost up their Google My Business. And so I don't know anything about that. I'm just kind of watching videos on it and kind of get an idea what it's like. Maybe I can learn something. I'm not a big fan of doing computer reviewing websites. I don't know. I'm not like a proficient at that kind of stuff, and I'm not all that interested in it. But it seems to me like it's very important when it comes to marketing in the computer age and the app world and the phone, thing. Everybody's on their phone or their tablet, so I gotta look into that. That's something I've been. So if anyone has any good ideas about places I can go on and put up a website, easy, not something I can learn. Not have no programming and that, just kind of learn how to paste, copy and paste this kind of stuff, and write up content. Just gonna shut it on. This air conditioning is really, really. I mean, this truck's old, but the air conditioning is like perfect. A little sometimes too cold, like ice cold. But in hot summer, it's good. Today's not hot, but it's warm. It's warm enough to use it. All right, I'm back on the freeway here, heading home. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's like completely clear. A little bit of haze, not too much. Very little haze. There's not much traffic either. I'm kind of concerned when I go to when I go back to this other company where I'm dropping the parts off. They're going to do something to the parts. The company I do the pallets for, they have several locations I go to where they have parts, machined out. They have the parts machined for them, and then they have and then sometimes they have to have the parts coated and different things or materials they need to. So they have to go back and forth. That's what I do with this company. I just transport their parts whenever they need the parts. Like I said, machined or fabricated or whatever you call it, or coated. And but I'm always like worried that if I go at lunchtime, like right now it's almost close to lunchtime. I try to go after or before. I try to get a little bit earlier to get there so I can get before lunchtime, but I lagged a little bit, and now I'm going to be going back to this company right at lunchtime. And I don't like to do that because I don't want to have to disturb their lunch, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know what time they have lunches, but I always think about that because that's happened before where I went to go pick up a pallet and it was right at lunchtime, and I didn't even think about it because me, I don't really have a particular lunchtime since I'm not working for a company. I'm just working my own. I just take lunch whenever I want. Sometimes I don't take lunch at all, but whenever I feel hungry, I'll take a snack. Like I got some potato chips here. But for these other companies, I want to respect their time. And I felt a little bad about that when I did pick up. We made a little bit of comment one time about it's lunchtime and all that. So I'm hoping that's not the case when I get over there. Or maybe they have, I don't know, I haven't done that kind of work in a long time. I used to work in manufacturing, and I also worked in warehousing and shipping and receiving. And sometimes everybody has lunch at the same time. Sometimes they have lunches at different times. So it all depends on the company. So I'm hoping when I get there, they have staggered or different lunch times. So I have someone that can pick it up with a forklift. If not, I'll go home. I'm so close to home where I'm dropping it off. It's ridiculous. I'm only like not even a mile away. So I could just go home and have a snack. You can go back later and drop it off. It's not that far. It's not a big deal. But if that's the case, I'll just say, hey, well, I can go back. No big deal. But I know how it is working for a company and having your break time and your lunch is very important. It's the one time in your part of your day when you get to relax, and they don't give you a long time, and they're your times you have to punch back in. So I understand that. That's one thing good about being unemployed. Yeah, I guess I am unemployed. But I mean self-employed is you choose when you want to have lunch. Sometimes you can't. I mean, there's been times where I'm on a job and I thought the job was going to be done quicker than it was, and it lasted longer. And I had to sacrifice my lunch and sometimes even my dinner because I wanted to get the job done. So sometimes it works against you, but most of the time you can schedule your lunch any time you want. I mean, or if you're not working, your day's free. Besides, doing your invoices and marketing. When I'm not working, like this week's been really slow. It's funny because I was like sitting there, putting up ads and trying to get some marketing ideas. You're kind of complaining about how it's slow, and I was thinking, I wonder if those guys. I haven't heard from the pallet, the company that I need to distribute the pallet materials, palletized freight. I haven't heard from them in a week. I wonder if they got somebody else to do it. Like, I was like concerned because I like these regular gigs. At least even if they're once or twice a week, there's something that you don't have to worry about. I'm not worried about it. I know they're pretty consistent. But I hadn't heard from them in a week, so I was getting worried because I thought, well, maybe someone else or one of the guys there that works there decided he wanted to contract, those loads, and maybe they hired somebody else, and I'm finished. And I'm not kidding you, it was funny. Right when I said that, as I'm saying that, the phone rings, and it's a company that wants me to go get a pallet of materials. So I was completely wrong, and but I was interested in how the timing of that. So I was happy that I got this because I've been doing marketing and things, trying to figure things out to get more jobs, like everybody, and it's just been kind of slow. But I know it's going to pick up. Things are heating up. The weather's getting better. I did have a guy that called me, and I was going back and forth about doing some junk removal. And I guess I should put this. I don't know if everybody does this, but I don't have a website for junk removal. And that's why I want to build a website for junk removal, because my website, 10-foot truck, is, like I told you before, specific for deliveries mostly. I added that on that website, but it really is just for the pickup deliveries. I would like to get an exclusive website just for junk removal, because the way people interact when they contact you for junk removal, I would like to have a website where you can send, it has a link where you send the pictures, or if you set up an estimate time. Because I was going back and forth with one of the customers, and they were saying, how much would you charge for this item and this item? And then they were really vague, and then a bunch of other bags of trash or whatever. So, from my experience, bags of trash could be a whole garage full, or you don't really know if you're not getting a specific amount. And what's in the bags, like bags of concrete, or is it bags of construction material, like bags of like drywall or whatever, I don't know, contractor bags full of stuff that's heavy. So I need to know kind of an idea of what I'm looking at, how many bags. So they weren't really specific, so I said, well, why don't you send me a picture, and so I can get an idea, or I'll do a free on-site estimate, no charge. Of course, the person right away came back and said, how about this? I'll take some pictures and I'll send them to you. And they never got back to me, so I don't know what happened, but in my mind, I'm thinking, what if they just wanted some price, like they just wanted a price. They thought, let's just throw that out there, a couple of days, system bags, they wanted a price. And someone threw out a price without, because some people probably do that when you first start out, you don't think about that. Someone may have said, $100 or something like that. Of course, the dump fees could be $100 just for the stuff, so you might lose money. Plus your gas and the distance and all that. But so Yeah, that was interesting. They never got back, but you know that happens a lot. I've actually gone out on site estimates with the truck and gave them a great price, and then never heard back from them. They didn't want to do it that day, so you never know. You never know what the other prices are, what other companies are charging. Another thing I see out here, I'm sure you see that, and even in your area where you're doing junk removal, is you'll see areas where people are dumping illegal trash, and you know those guys. I've seen it in parking lots. I was watching a video with Junk Squad, and he was picking up cleaning out those donation boxes they have in the parking lots, and it looked like, in the video, it looked like people were just dumping their trash in there. So people would do that. I've seen it out here, driving out in the country. I'll see on the woods, it looks like an old dirt road, and I'll look and I go, what is that? A bunch of trash out there. Like, is someone just backing up their truck and dumping it all out there? I mean, they might. And in fact, in our complex, there used to be a garbage dumpster that we also have trash service, but you know, our own individual garbage cans. But they were they had a dumpster for a little bit of time there, but people were dumping couches in there, so they got rid of it. And I don't know who was dumping them in there, but you know, people do that stuff. They may put an ad up on Craigslist and say, hey, junk removal service, and they may charge nothing, $50, and then just dump the stuff in the parking lot somewhere. So completely illegal dumping, but that cuts into other people's livelihood because someone who's charging a fair price and is going to do it the right way and dump it at the transfer station, they miss out on that job. So that's the way it is. It's been like that for a long time. But so that's just something I thought about. This guy in front of me's got it. Oh, I wish you could see it. It's a really nice trailer. I've been looking at trailers because I like the whole idea of what Junk Squad's doing, providing the dump trailer for rent. You know, dropping it off at construction sites and different things like that, and then they load it, and then he just has to go unload it. I think that's a great service. So I'm always looking out at trailers to see what. I know they're expensive now, but this one up front here, you can see it's really nice. There's a place out here that sells them. Another thing I was looking at online is, I think it was Junk Guys DFW. He was doing a junk master whatever class or whatever they call it, helping other people learn the business. And he was talking about buying trucks, and he does auctions. As he was showing in California, he'll go to the auction sites and anywhere. I guess I'd say he's showing these ones in California. Now it's interesting. I just passed it up. I wanted to talk about it, but I just missed it. When I'm on the way out here on the 90, going out of Spokane here, and I'm not exactly sure, but I saw a bunch of, and I thought yellow. Maybe someone in the comment section can let me know if I'm correct or not. But I thought that yellow trucking, which is a trucking company that's been around forever, because when I used to drive semis way back in the 90s, and I used to see the yellow trucks all the time on the road when I used to do 48 states. So I'd see them, and I'd see like Snyder, and I would see yellow trucking, and what was the other one I used to see a lot? There was one other. JB Hunt. So I'd see those guys on the road because I was driving, and I thought that I heard that yellow trucking had gone out of business. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. I thought I saw a news article or something a while back. But anyway, my point was, I was driving here off the road. I looked and I see all these yellow trucks parked in a lot behind a fence. And then I looked closer, and I'm gonna have to go back and look. But it looked like it said Ritchie Brothers, and I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I mean, I'm almost positive, I'll have to look it up, that Ritchie Brothers is an auction site, an auction company for the auction trucks. So if that's the case, they're having an auction on some trucks out there, yellow trucks. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to go look again and see, do some investigation, because after Ricardo from Junk Guys was talking about how he buys all his trucks on auction and he won't pay more than $9,500, I think. Well, I only paid $8,000 for this truck. Of course, there was some repairs that needed to be done, so overall it was more like $13,000. But he says he doesn't pay more than $9,500. Now I don't know if he's doing any repairs on it after he gets it, but that's a pretty good deal because trucks are so expensive now. Brand new, you see these $100,000 trucks, dump trucks are more. Box trucks are, they're like $25,000 for a used one. So auction may be the way to go, but I'm wondering if I should wait and see, look around, see when when these auctions are when things go, like they're getting a little bit lower like that, like $9,500, $5,000. Because I remember going to some auction with cars and seeing how low the prices were for cars. I don't know if it's ideal right now because of the market, but it'd be interesting to look into. So that's about it. Let me see, I gotta get off here soon. Yeah, he was saying, the guy for Junk Guy, he was saying he never buys new trucks. It's all used, and it's all mostly auction trucks. I've looked on Facebook Marketplace, and they're still high. I mean, even the used ones are still high. So I think probably, like he's saying, the auction sites will be the place to look, where they're trying to get rid of these trucks as fast as they can. That's the whole idea. They don't want to hold on to them too long. So that's something to look into. And I like what Junk Squad is doing and using a U-Haul to tow his rental trailers or his dumpsters, rental dumpsters. That's a great idea too, because then you don't have to worry about, I know it costs a little bit on the front end, but you don't have to worry about your maintenance. You don't have to sit there and worry about your truck all the time. You don't have to worry about if it breaks down. They have, U-Haul has, they have the roadside assistance. They have their own maintenance department. They'll just swap out your truck. You don't have to worry about if it's theft, your truck is stolen, or it's just they're gonna, it's all they're gonna replace all it. You're not gonna have to worry about any insurance companies like that if something happens like that. I mean, you put your insurance on there, but you're covered through the rental company. So I think that's a great idea. I like what he's doing, and I think it's good for anybody who's starting out, who's doing hauling and they don't have a truck, or if the truck breaks down, it's to go rental. And I'm looking into, over here they have Fluid Truck, and Fluid Truck has about 15 or 12 vans on it. They're like all cargo vans. I think they have box trucks. In this area, I haven't found any box trucks, but I found, pretty big sized cargo vans, like, the tall ones, Sprinter van type stuff. I found a bunch of those, so like I'm thinking about renting one of those, because they're only, I think Junk Squad said the U-Haul is $350 or something a week. I don't know how much per mileage she's paying on that, but I look at the Fluid Truck, the vans, at least the vans that are advertised, I think it was $89 or something like that, $89, $99 a day. They give you 100 miles free a day, where you don't pay on it. And then after the 100 miles, you pay, I think it's 39 cents a mile. Now, that's not too bad. I don't know what U-Haul charges. If anybody knows, I haven't rented a U-Haul since last year. I rented one, and I forgot what the miles were. But what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I used to rent trucks when I was over in the other side of on the other side of the Cascades in the Seattle area. I did a lot of rentals. I rented from Dell's Trucking in Woodinville because I did a lot of jobs where I needed bigger. I was doing big moving jobs, so I had to rent 30 or 26 foots and then one of the lift gates. And they were pretty reasonable. They were an independent company, and they were 39 cents. I think they were around 39 cents. Maybe it's 35 cents. I can't remember a mile. So that's pretty reasonable. But Fluid Truck, they're doing 100 miles, no charge, and then after that, 39 cents a mile. So I haven't rented one yet, so I don't know exactly. I'm gonna have to try that. When I do rent it, I'll let you know. I'll do a video on it. I might be renting one this summer, test it out. And I've seen companies, delivery companies, with their magnets on the side of those trucks. So they're renting them long term, like for their business. So they're leasing them long term to run their package delivery business or whatever it is. And they'll have the magnet on the side of that van, but I can tell because I see the company side name on it, Fluid Truck, and then I'll see a magnet of the company so they're leasing to companies, delivery companies. So I think that's a good option because it really, I know it costs up front. It's going to cost you, like I said, I don't know how much U-Haul is a day, but they even rent it per hour. I think it was like $12 an hour on the Fluid Truck. But like if you rent for an entire week, so like $400 or whatever it is a week, plus your gas and your mileage. If you're doing a lot of work, if you're doing some decent sized jobs, it's well worth it because you don't have to worry about all the stuff that we have to worry about when you own your truck, which can be kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. The stuff I've dealt with, breaking down and dealing with all that roadside assistance, that stuff, it's not, it costs a lot of money and it cuts into your time. Let's see if these guys are, well, they are at lunch, I think. Oh shit, maybe I should come back. Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, I don't want to bother them. They're at lunch. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they're all at lunch. That's the last thing I didn't want to do is disturb their lunch. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm coming back. I don't want, I'm just gonna go home and come back. I don't like this, especially like I was saying earlier. I'm gonna go this way. Go park over here for a minute. Yeah, I've worked, like I said, I've worked a 9 to 5 and all that kind of stuff, so I know how it is. If someone cuts into your lunchtime, that's just kind of disrespectful, and it just kind of ruins your day because that's the one time you get to relax. It's tough enough. You ever worked a 9 to 5 or a W-2 job, it's already kind of you're there, and most of the time you don't want to be there. At least I never did. It wasn't my business. You're just working per hourly check. So it's not as exciting as having your own service where you're invested in it, and you know that you're benefiting from it. And when you're working for someone else, yeah, they're giving you, your medical benefits, they're giving you all these benefits, but you still don't feel like you're ownership. Now, some of these companies, they do have where they allow ownership of the company, but that's very rare. So when you get that lunchtime or that break time, you want to, that's your time. I don't want to cut into that. There goes green space. That's a local We have a local junk removal company here that uses box trucks. It's called Green Space. They use, it looks like 16-foot box trucks. They have a lift gate. Most of the companies around here, that's another thing I've seen on junk removal on the YouTube sites, is people going back and forth like what's the best truck? Is a trailer? Is a dump trailer and a pickup truck, or is a van, or is a dump truck, or box truck? What's the best? And everybody has their opinion on that. I don't really know the answer to that. I mean, I have a box truck. It's fine, but you do have to hand unload it. It doesn't have a lift gate or a ramp, so sometimes it can be a challenge. It's a low deck truck, so what I'm meaning by that, it's pretty low to the ground as far as where the box is. It's not that hard to get. It's not as high as a pickup truck. It's lower, so it can be okay to load things in there. You just tip them over and they fall in. But it doesn't have a lift gate, so really super heavy stuff it can be tricky. But so in that case, the downside of a box truck is if it doesn't have a lift gate, or a ramp, can be loading it and unloading it. Of course, unloading is a lot easier for junk removal. You just throw it out the back. But if you're moving or delivering, it makes it hard. You want to keep the items in good condition. And the dump trailer, of course, I see these guys in the transfer station. It looks, they don't have to do any of the unloading. They just hydraulic lift, dump it out, and leave. The only disadvantage I see to a trailer is you got to be really good at backing in. I saw a guy the other day when I was at the transfer station. He didn't know how to back a trailer, and he was spinning all day long. He was blocking the whole place. They were having to try to back him in because he didn't know how to back a trailer. So you got to learn how to back a trailer. And hey, that's a good thing, Junk Squad. I know you're good at backing in trailers and driving a trailer. That would be a good video to do on techniques of backing the trailer into the transfer station, because a lot of guys I see, they don't know how to do it, and no one's taught them how, and they're having a hard time. So that's the downside to that. And then you're towing this thing around behind you, and so you got to really be a good driver, and you got to be aware of all your stuff. Where a box truck's just like driving a van, right? So everybody has their what they pick to do. It doesn't really matter. You can use a pickup truck, you can use a dump trailer, you can use a trailer that doesn't dump. I mean, Junk Squad, he hand unloads his dumpsters or his trailers, so you can hand unload it too. And then another one is the dump truck itself. Like a lot of the guys around here have those small Isuzu dump trucks, and those I think they're all hydraulic. Maybe not. I'm not sure if all of them are, but most of them seem to be hydraulic dumps. And those are small, so I mean they're about the same size, a little bit bigger than what I have. And those are the ones that people tend to really gravitate towards. The downside of those, in my opinion, is the cost. Anytime I looked at those for sale, they're like really, really expensive. So if you're getting into the business and you don't want that kind of overhead, then that might not be something for you. But I would figure if you're doing really, really well, where you have a lot of extra money, I guess. I don't know. I tend to just like the little box truck. I don't know. If I got into something else, I'd probably do the either the dump trailer or just a trailer with a pickup truck, or the cargo van kind of thing. So we'll see. So I'm going to park it here for a while, and then I'll go out later. I'll shut the video off. I just don't want to bother those guys. There's no reason to bother them right now. I got plenty of time. Luckily, they were all standing outside for their lunch breaks. I could tell, because I didn't want to drive there. If you get on the bad side of those people, like I would think, like if those guys are all working shipping and receiving, anytime you go there, they're not going to like you. So I don't want to be on their bad side. I want to say, well, I'll just wait. So I'm just gonna park it here and take a break. So anyway, this is Good Attitude Services 10-foot truck. Nice talking to you today. It's a great day today. I'll do another video some other time. But I hope everyone's doing well and being prosperous. Good Attitude Services, Daryl signing out.